Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movies entitled VIP. Let's get straight into the storyline. The movie begins by showing a man named Jae Hyuk. He boarded a plane from South Korea to Hong Kong to meet Paul. Paul invited him to Hong Kong to carry out a mission. The mission is to rescue a hostage from inside an apartment building and then escort him to a place.
And gently put him in the car.
Before the action begins, Jae Hyuk is given a gun and some information about the perpetrators. After that, he immediately entered the building, climbed the stairs, and then shot at the guards there. Then, we will be shown 5 years before the events. The story moves to North Korea, more precisely in Pyongyang. A young girl is shown walking alone while looking at the flower beds around her. But suddenly she was kidnapped by 3 students who were passing by. They are Kim Kwang and his 2 men. Meanwhile, the North Korean intelligence agency commander named Lee was visiting a house elsewhere. In that place, there was a brutal murder of a family member. After examining more deeply, a family photo of the victim was found. From here, we learn that the victims are the family of the young girl who was previously kidnapped by Kim Kwang. After investigating the crime scene, Commander Lee immediately gave a report to his superiors, as well as asked for an arrest warrant because it turned out that he already knew the perpetrator of the murder. But instead of giving the arrest warrant, his superior told him to stop the case. As a result, there was a heated argument between them, which led to the forced termination of the position of Commander Lee. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Kim Kwang's men are seen torturing the girl they have kidnapped. Not only hurting physically, these people also attacked the girl mentally by showing photos of her family members who had been slaughtered. The cruelty ended with Kim Kwang strangling the girl using steel thread until she died instantly. 3 years later, South Koreans were shocked by the discovery of the body of a brutally murdered woman. At the crime scene, a policeman named Yi-do was handling the case. It turns out that lately, there have also been several similar cases with the same characteristics. We can say this is a serial murder case. Actually, Yi-do has managed to find the perpetrator's name, but he has not managed to arrest him due to a lack of evidence. Until one day, the forensic team managed to find DNA left on the genitals of one of the victims. This is where Yi-do starts to get new clues to his case. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Jae Hyuk was seen as a member of the South Korean intelligence agency. With his superiors, he is talking about the main perpetrator of the serial killer, who is now being handled by Jae Hyuk. Here, they have different goals from the police, where they want to pick up and protect the perpetrator. This is because the perpetrator is the son of one of the most influential officials in North Korea, so they want to guarantee his safety to avoid conflict with North Korea. Moving to the perpetrator's house, it appears that the police and members of the state intelligence agency are fighting with the police. They are scrambling to secure the perpetrator. It is then shown that the perpetrator in question all this time was Kim Kwang, the obscene psychopath shown at the beginning of the movie. In this chaotic situation, Jae Hyuk makes a false excuse to arrest Kim Kwang, but soon, Yi-do arrives and shows an official arrest warrant from the court, so he has more of a right to arrest Kim Kwang. Even so, Jae Hyuk does not remain silent. He is willing to use any means to seize Jae Hyuk from the police. While elsewhere, 2 men who are none other than Kim Kwang's men are seen. They are currently being held and tortured by a mysterious man. After being satisfied with beating one of them, the mysterious man immediately killed him so that only one person remained. Back to Yi-do, who is now conducting interrogations. He began asking how Kim Kwang's DNA could be on the body of one of the murder victims. But since Kim came there with his lawyer, the lawyer also provided some evidence that Kim Kwang was in a different place when the murder occurred. Therefore, Yi-do reinvestigated to break all the evidence from Kim Kwang's side. The police then collected a lot of CCTV footage around Kim Kwang's residence to be examined individually. Although this is difficult, the police continue looking for evidence. But without realizing it, it turns out that the National Intelligence Agency troops are also monitoring the investigation activities carried out by the police by hacking all surveillance cameras at the police station. After a long search, Yi-do and his men got evidence that could break Kim Kwang's and his lawyer's alibi. This time, Yi-do has very strong evidence. Still, unexpectedly, the National Intelligence Agency came while bringing someone to be a suspect in the serial killer. It turns out that the person is Kim Kwang's subordinate, who was previously held by a mysterious man and was finally found by members of the National Intelligence Agency. Yi-do reported this to his superiors, but his superiors told him to release Kim Kwang while showing new evidence from the National Intelligence Service. The evidence explains that the perpetrators of the serial murders were carried out by Kim Kwang's men. Yi-do felt an irregularity. How could suddenly appear evidence that had no idea where it came from? It turns out that sometime earlier, Jae-hyuk had met Yi-do's superiors. At that time, they planned to delegate all the burden of crime to Kim Kwang's men. The boss also accepted Jae-hyuk's invitation to cooperate so that he would not get into trouble and his position remained safe. Yi-do also opposed the decision of his superiors and insisted on detaining Kim Kwang. When Yi-do returned home in the evening, he found a suspicious man waiting inside his house. It turns out that the man is Dae-bum, the North Korean Security Division commander who once failed to capture Kim Kwang. His purpose in coming to see Yi-do was to invite Yi-do to cooperate regarding the Kim Kwang case. He also showed some photographic evidence of crimes committed by Kim Kwang while in North Korea. He began to provide some important information that Yi-do had never known. But in the middle of the chat, Yi-do gets a call from his subordinate informing him that Kim Kwang will be taken away by Jae-hyuk, so he immediately rushes to the police station. After arriving there, it seemed that the situation was not conducive. Kim Kwang's expression seemed to tease, making Yi-do upset. Kim Kwang also reveals some fun moments when he kills his victims while challenging Yi-do to catch him. The words also made Yi-do lose his temper and beat him. The next day, news appeared that made the boss upset because of Yi-do's actions of beating Kim Kwang. Because of that incident, the boss was angry and decided to suspend Yi-do.
그래도 뭐 사건 해결을 했으니까.
While venting his emotions, Yi-do remembered his chat with Dae-bum. At that time, Dae-bum asked Yi-do to hand over Kim Kwang to him because he knew that the South Korean government could not catch him, and those words really happened. Dae-bum also said that the psychopath was very dangerous, even making Dae-bum dismissed from his position. Even some of his men were also kidnapped and then killed by Kim Kwang. The scene moves to Kim Kwang, who is somewhere. While waiting for the person who would pick him up, Kim Kwang acted again. He hurt the neck of a woman from the National Intelligence Service team. His actions also made Jae-hyuk furious, especially since the reason was just for fun.
왜? 원래 붙여줬던 여자애 말이오. 그때는 날 부모하는 거 아니가서.
Amid despair, Yi-do received a call from Dae-bum, who informed him of a crime committed by Kim Kwang several years ago. Kim Kwang once killed a South Korean woman in Hong Kong. There was evidence in the form of video footage in that case, but until now, the case has never been followed up. Dae-bum said that in one of the video evidence, Kim Kwang's face was clearly displayed, killing his victim. Yi-do immediately checked the video and found evidence. As a result, Yi-do again has the opportunity to catch Kim Kwang. Meanwhile, Kim Kwang turns out to be picked up by Paul, an American man we saw at the beginning of the movie. It turns out that Paul wants to carry out this task because he is promised account information belonging to Kim Kwang's father in China. Later, Paul will take over the entire flow of money from the account. Paul also revealed a new fact that so far, Kim Kwang has committed murders in 5 different countries, including North Korea, Russia, the United States, Hong Kong, and South Korea.
You sick fuck.
When Kim Kwang was about to be taken away from the place, Yi-do and his men suddenly came while carrying a new arrest warrant. In addition, they also brought evidence in the form of video footage when Kim Kwang killed his victims. Then, Yi-do said that he already knew the reason why Kim Kwang always killed women as his victims. It's because Kim Kwang's banana can't stand up. The teasing was successful in making this pervert psychopath upset and angry. But unexpectedly, it turned out that Yi-do's group could not enter the police station because it was blocked by other police. It turns out that all of this is the superior's order, who wants to stop further investigation into Kim Kwang. Yi-do, who still hasn't given up, wants to bring Kim Kwang to the prosecutor's office for further processing. Still, unfortunately, the prosecutor's office also does not want to interfere in this case. Feeling that his struggle had been in vain, Yi-do was forced to hand Kim Kwang to Jae-hyuk. But when Kim Kwang was about to be taken away, he suddenly grabbed a gun from Paul's men and shot Yi-do right in front of Jae-hyuk. Yi-do immediately fell to the ground, while Kim Kwang laughed with satisfaction. Kim Kwang was immediately taken away by Paul using a car. Jae-hyuk immediately told his men to take Yi-do to the hospital while he pursued Paul's group, who fled while carrying Kim Gwang. In the middle of the chase, an unexpected thing happened. The car Kim Gwang was in was hit from the side by Daebum. Daebum immediately dragged Kim Gwang, then handcuffed him to be taken back to his country. It is known that Kim Gwang's father has stepped down from his position in North Korea, making Kim Gwang no longer immune to the law. That's why Daebum dared to bring him back there. But unexpectedly, Kim Gwang, who was tied up, could now move freely. It turns out that Kim Gwang has bribed everyone on the ship. That's because it turned out that Kim Gwang's father suddenly regained his position as a high-ranking official in North Korea. At that moment, the situation turned around, and Kim Gwang shot Daebum and threw his body into the sea. The scene returns to the present, where Jae-hyuk meets Paul to carry out a hostage rescue mission. It turns out that the hostage in question is Kim Gwang. At that time, Kim Gwang was in trouble again and was kidnapped by Hong Kong gangsters. At first, Kim Gwang was happy because he knew he would be rescued. But unexpectedly, Jae-hyuk instead shot several parts of Kim Gwang's body and made him scream in pain. It was revealed that Jae-hyuk had a different mission than the one given by Paul. Jae-hyuk wants to kill Kim Gwang so that there are no more victims of this crazy psychopath. Jae-hyuk is sick of siding with the bad guys, and this time he wants to atone for all his sins by killing Kim Gwang. Jae-hyuk then comes out carrying Kim Gwang's severed head. Jae-hyuk said that Paul had been lied to because Kim Gwang's father's account in China was empty. It turns out that Paul was only used by Kim Gwang without receiving a penny. In addition, Jae-hyuk also threatened to kill Paul if he dared to appear in front of him again. And the movie is over. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, and comment.